This is the McPherson Library. It is one of the most important buildings on campus in theory. It has absolutely no seating available. All of the chairs are always taken. It always smells a little bit like feet and like something else. Apparently you can find books here. I've found that that's kind of a problem. Also, it has quiet floors where you can study in peace, except I went all the way up to the 3rd floor mezzanine once, which means that I had to work to get up there, and I had a couple 2 feet away from me show up and start making out so loudly I could hear their tongues, and that wasn't a good experience for me. I would give this building a -5, but it also has the Biblio Cafe and you can get snacks and coffee, so I'm gonna give it a 1.
The Visual Arts Building is really chill. It's like kind of too chill sometimes. They got a really cool little mini library that you can like sneak into and like do work. So I give this one like an 8 out of 10 because I'm not cool enough to go here.
The Phoenix Building is super dark, and I think that a building dedicated to acting shouldn't be dark because there needs to be spotlight on the stars, and I'm the star and there is no spotlight on me. So I'm going to give it a solid 2.5 out of 10. Needs better illumination.
Fine Arts Building, this one's probably my favorite. Loses points for being like way too hot sometimes, but also way too cold, but it has food, so 9 out of 10.
McLaurin, this building has sandwiches and it has hot chocolate, but they also teach calculus here. So I'm gonna rate it about 5 out of 10.
Human and Social Development Building. This one is like pretty old, but the couches are comfortable, so I'm gonna give it a 6.5.
This is the Hickson Building. It has one whole lecture hall in it, but it has the most stunning bathroom in the entire university. It is so clean and it has so much space. So I'm gonna give this building a 7.5.
This is David Turpin, and it is one of my favorite buildings. Like, I don't know anything about architecture, but I'm pretty sure this is the sexiest building I've ever seen, and the bathrooms are really clean. So 10 out of 10, 10 out of 10.
So this is the Cedric Building. I didn't know this was a building. I didn't know it existed. It has secret pathways, it's got multiple wings, and it has its own map to get to places. We can't get in right now, but I really would like to know what's going on inside of this building. I'm gonna give it a 10 out of 10 because it is an enigma, a mystery, and it is stunning.
This is the David Strong Building, and the Strong Building is pretty nice. It's cozy, but it can be really hard to find like your class, so you have to come a little bit early and like be confused for a while. So I'm gonna give it a solid 7.
So this is the Cornell Building. It makes absolutely no sense. It is super easy to get lost in it. This is also the building where you mostly do anthropology or psychology. There are lots of nice little corners to hide in, some pretty good bathrooms. There's some pretty great labs in this building, so I'm gonna give it a hot 15 out of 10 for being my favorite building on campus because it makes no sense.
All right, next we have the First People's House, and I gotta say I think this is probably the most beautiful building on campus. There's a reason that it's like dead center because it's so gorgeous, and you like walk by here and you're like, whoa, this is a nice school. So I'm gonna give it 10 out of 10 for being like.
So this is the Clerical Building. I think they do mostly like English and history in this building, and I think a little bit of psychology. I had calculus tutorials in this building. I also think I had a physics tutorial in this building, which kind of sucks, but if you go up a couple floors, you'll find yourself on the Greek and Roman studies floor, and there's artifacts that you can look at, and I love walking around in it. And one of the only profs I've ever gone to office hours for was a GRS prof, and she was so friendly and she was so lovely, and she helped me brainstorm a final project that got me out of writing the final exam. So I'm gonna give Clerical, I think, about a 7 out of 10 for like some good memories, but also it had calculus in it, so it can't be 10 out of 10.
The law building, and I don't remember its name. This is the Fraser Building, and it's kind of basic, and like everyone does law here, but the law library is a shining beacon of hope for me. So I'm gonna give it an 8 out of 10.
This is Mystic Market. This is the university's little cafeteria, if you will, and it's also open to the public. Mystic Market is special because they spent a lot of money on a salad bar that nobody uses, and they have a booster juice that closes at 4 p.m. and they stop taking orders at 3:40. I can't get a Timbit here, or an ice cap, or a nice wrap because there's no Tim Hortons here. There are knockoff brands of everything else, but there's no Tim Hortons, and I just want cheap, easy to access food that I can eat going to my next class. University has a Starbucks, it has a Booster Juice here, but it has no Tim's. But I do like the pizza here. It is pretty good when it is warm, and I will eat the hamburgers because they are pretty good. So I'm gonna give Mystic Market, this beloved cafeteria, a 3. This is Cunningham. This is the building that I used to do all my biology labs in. I had to do them in the basement. The basement was dark. Everything was gross. The bathrooms, a little bit uncomfortable. I'm giving it a 5 out of 10 because they had an effort and they failed. This building is the Elliot Building. My rating for it is ew. I hate it. This is Petch. They do a lot of microbiology labs in this building. There is excellent seating. The bathrooms are a little bit damp and cold. I give it a 6 out of 10. It's a pretty good building, and if I had to, I would come back. So this is the Bob Wright building. It's mostly biology and astronomy, but they also do really big lectures in like first year classes for a lot of main science classes. So you'll find chemistry lectures, bio lectures, physics lectures in this building a lot. The building itself is really nice. It's been recently like either built or updated, so it's beautiful. The lecture halls are huge, and they're nice to sit in for the most part. But I don't have great memories of all those classes because I didn't like taking those classes, so I'm gonna give it a 7 out of 10.
Engineering. We don't even go here. 6 out of 10. Okay, the sub is like one of the only buildings that I truly care about. It's like very nice. There's a lot of places to study, and they've got the campus bar, which is a really cool place to hang out. There's the used bookstore, which is just great. They sell slushies, there's a bunch of food, and there's a movie theater, so I give this building like 100 out of 10 for being everything I need.
Like having access to my textbooks, even though they're a little bit too expensive, so I kind of just look at them and go, maybe I'll buy you this year, maybe, or borrow it from a friend. But they have like other books too that aren't just academic. They also sell the university's writing journal, this side of West here, which is kind of cool, and other like fun books. So I think I give this building like an 8 out of 10. Also you can buy sweaters here, and I do like sweaters. So 8 out of 10 for this guy.
This is McKinnon Gym. It's the gym that you get into by paying your athletic fees, which are like, why do we have them? I don't work out. And the equipment is all like really old. There's a pool, but who uses that? So I'm gonna give this gym like a 0. So this is CARSA. CARSA's beautiful. It's got plenty of new equipment. You can climb, you can play squash, you can do whatever you want, but also you have to pay for a membership to go in despite paying student athletic fees. So I give it -100. Thank you very much.
The Modular Dining Facility project details. The University of Victoria's Student Housing and Dining Project includes the installation of a modular dining facility to provide food services during the construction of the new dining hall, kitchen, and servery. The mod will serve up to 540 diners at a time and will provide a full and diverse range of food options. And I'm sure nobody will return the plates.